friends. Welcome to the Christ and Coffee podcast, bringing the church together one coffee hour conversation at a time. Today we have Nareg Khosafian joining the podcast to talk about a new idea slash company he has called Improvement. Welcome, Nareg. It's great to have you. Nareg and I are family through marriage.
Yes.
So it's Easter week and we're gathering as a family. And this is also the first live podcast that the Christ and Coffee is officially
Wow.
doing.
So breaking new ground, huh?
Completely new ground.
Wow. Okay.
It's
okay.
like I totally forgot how to interact with people
Yeah,
outside of the Zoom screen. So
I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I do? Just put them here?
yeah. It's
okay.
also weird too. You have to like look at the person
Yeah.
and speak with body language.
Yeah.
What's
and
up
I wore
with that?
pants, so that was
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. For those who are listening audioly, the guest has pants on.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, thanks, Hike, for having me.
Of
I
course.
appreciate it. Thanks for doing this podcast at my house. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this conversation goes.
Wonderful. So talk about what is Improvement, because I love this idea. So what is it?
Yeah, so quite simply, it's free daily accountability for your monthly goals. And what that really means is everyone has a goal that they want to set for themselves, whether it's monthly, daily, whatever it might be. But basically, what our platform will do is ask you, Haig, what's your goal? And then I'll come in every day and ask you, did you hit your goal or did you not hit your goal? And that's it at a very, very high level.
So if I understand correctly, you reach out to the person who signs up for this and you just remind them whether or not they're hitting their desired goal for the month.
Yes, exactly. It should be measurable.
Okay.
It should be something that you can track, and it should be something that you are passionate about.
So can you give some examples of who signed up for this?
So we get a lot of like exercise related goals. So it'd be like, I want to work out every day for 30 minutes.
Okay.
So it could be any kind of workout. Some people do some other variation of that. Like I want to do yoga for 30 minutes every single day. And then there's also like wake up related goals, which is like people want to wake up at 6 a.m. every day or 6 a.m., 5 a.m. every weekday. So it's always measurable and it's always, at a certain specific time or, number.
Got it. So I signed up for this recently because I was really intrigued.
Yes.
And I am on TikTok now.
Yes.
As an Armenian pastor. And I wanted accountability to create 3 videos, 1-minute videos a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I just signed up for this.
Yeah.
And now I publicly put my goal out there on the internet. So you're going to reach out to me every third day or?
Yeah, it's usually every day, but some people want to change up, maybe for yours, it would be like every other day I reach out to you. But yeah, and maybe something I can mention here is that it's only on Instagram. So it's an Instagram only like platform. And so it's just, you go to @ImproveMonth and then Haig message me in direct message me in @ImproveMonth.
I love that I was right next to you and you're like, I'm not taking this inquiry only through Instagram. You have to message me. You can't just tell me.
And I'll get to the reason why I did that. But yeah, so you just go there and then you direct message your measurable goal for the month. So we're in April right now. So you direct message me exactly what you just said. And then I'll message you every day. Hi, did you hit your TikTok goal for the day? Or, for 3 times in this week? And then you say yes or no. So people have daily, weekly, or monthly goals. So like I'm doing a monthly goal where I'm doing 1,500 pull-ups, 2,000 push-ups, 2,000 squats, and 20 miles of running and 2,000 crunches. So
for the month.
So I'm not doing, I should do it every day. Cause like if you,
right. That's going to be hard to catch up on. Yeah,
exactly. So
wonderful. So you said it only through Instagram. This is only an Instagram thing right now.
Only Instagram.
So you have to message Improve Month.
Yep.
On Instagram. So if you have the Instagram platform,
yep.
You say follow Instagram.
You can follow, and then you slide into my DMs, and then you just say, hey, I would like to set in whatever goal. You can join mid-month, it doesn't matter. And you say, my goal for this month is to, and then it should be something measurable.
Okay. And then all you simply do is hold them accountable for what they told you publicly or privately.
Yeah. Okay. And to get back to the thing I was mentioning earlier was the reason why I had you message it is because it's kind of like a written contract that you've made with yourself now that we can both reference to,
Okay.
versus a verbal one. People forget all the time. Like I have a very short attention span, so I'm gonna forget what the kind of the goal was for you, and then it's hard for us to track as we kind of go along. So the reason why I had you track, it's like, okay, hi, you wrote this down for yourself, and you are doing this for a reason, and just always make sure that you know what the reason is, and so that you can reference back to it. Hey, hi, you said you were going to do this, did you do it? And it's kind of like you're creating a scenario where not only is it a verb or a written contract, but it's also like someone's keeping you accountable for the same as a witness to your own contract.
Amazing. So you're only taking Instagram inquiries because it's still early phases. Plus, it keeps everything easy for yourself to manage.
It's easy, and there's a social element to it. So there's a community. So we have like over, I mean, we've had 60 participants, or over 60 at this point, but this month we have 50. And I also post what are people doing on their goals. Like I'll take people send me videos or pictures of them hitting their goals. So someone working out, someone's doing, they're doing wheelies on their motorcycle, and they want to practice that every single day. So they're sending me videos of that. So I'll post that on my story, so that it kind of there's a social community aspect that you're seeing other people hitting their goal, which will also encourage you to hit your goal. And you're like, wow, I'm way behind, or I'm crushing it. You know, like it's either or. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. So I saw some of these stories, and like a young lady learned how to play guitar.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive, and that there was the progress of like her being able to play, and I was quite impressed by that.
Yeah, the music ones are cool because you could see the progress immediately.
Yeah.
Like 30 days of playing an instrument that you've been picking up dust in the corner.
Yeah.
Like
A lot of people have dusty instruments in their households.
Yeah, so it's just like, well, what is like the spark to get you to actually do that? And I always, 1 month, you can see the end line. Like it doesn't seem like, okay, I need to start to practice piano or guitar or whatever it might be. It's just like I could do this in 30 days or 31, whatever it might be, right? And I can finish this in 31 days, and then like you have that accomplished, you have that task, you know what it is going to be, and you know how to like schedule your day out so that you hit it accordingly. And it's really just that spark so that you actually take action.
Amazing. So how much does this cost?
It's for the low price of free. Yeah, it's completely free.
So completely free, and anyone could sign up.
Anyone can sign up.
And have you found that people you know, is it mostly people you know, or you've gotten strangers out of that 50, 60 people?
Yeah, as with anything, it always starts off with friends and family, right? And so you're like, all right, they're being supportive, which is great. But then after a while, it's just like, is it actually working for you, right? And so basically, what I found is it's mostly strangers, people I don't even know, join the platform now, and they're just like the most consistent because it's working for them. So you have to have a certain personality type for this to work for you. Like, I don't want everyone on the platform. I want only people who are serious about it, who are serious about hitting their goal. I don't know if you're picking up the background noise, but yeah. But yeah, so it's anyone who's serious about their goal will join the platform, and then will stick to their actual goal.
So do you find that people who aren't people you know, and just like people you have no idea, more like they're following through their goals? What's the success rate of this?
Yeah, so it varies person to person, but overall it's like I would say over 75% success.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like that's really, considering like New Year's resolutions, it's like less than 10% hit their New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
They get 75% of people's goals.
Yeah, 8% don't hit, only 8% hit their New Year's resolution. This is like
8%. Wow.
Yeah, and so it becomes like a way for like people to, I think when you do a New Year's resolution, it's on you, and there's like no one can judge you, or no one can say, did you do it? Like it's kind of like very secretive. And I get it. Like once you put it out into the world, like you just did right now.
Yeah. I'm 3 videos a week, everyone.
And so once you do that, it's just like, it becomes like real.
Right.
And it's just like, hey, hi, did you do that? And I actually did that for my 5 a.m. wake up, 5 or 5:30, whatever it was, wake up challenge, right? I don't know, a couple months back, I woke up every day at that time, and I posted on my story every single day with the time, like they have the little time sticker on Instagram. And so it's just a black screen with a time sticker, and that's all I did. And just that little thing made me actually hit and do action. So whatever you can do, like leverage social media in your benefit
Yeah, yeah,
versus let it suck up your life and like waste a bunch of time in that.
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
I love this like comparison because social media could be used to be like a secret troll
yeah,
doing awful things. No one knows who you are, but on the other end of it, it could be this thing that holds you accountable to who you want to be.
yep, yeah. And I think there's the fun part about it is like it's almost like gamification,
Hmm.
right? You're like, all right, I got 30 days.
Right.
I'm gonna, or day one, I'm gonna like have an X on my calendar. That's something else I do. It's like I just have like a little calendar that I printed out, and then I just have an X go through it. And then you're just like, you want to see this streak going. And Seinfeld did this. This is a Seinfeld strategy he did for writing.
Okay.
So like he's like, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I just want to see like a chain of X's on my calendar that shows I hit my goal, which for him was writing every day. So as long as you kept that chain going, very small things like that, whatever works for you, just do that. So this might not work for you, just figure out whatever it is that works for you.
Yeah, that's always impressive too, because like there's no like hidden recipe for success. Like all the top people, they have like just hearing Seinfeld having this chain of jokes. He's writing a joke every day.
Yeah.
Like that's really impressive. Like there's no shortcuts to success usually. I don't know of many people. They usually work, and it's the stuff that's unseen. Like just hearing about Seinfeld
Mm-hmm.
writing a joke every day and wanting to see a chain of X's on his calendar.
That's
It's
all it takes. Yeah. Yeah.
amazing. And like, why a month? What's the significance of a month?
Yeah, I mean, it all started with this little podcast called the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's kind of like it's the Christ and Coffee podcast, and then
yeah,
there's Joe Rogan below us.
100%. Yeah, and
Yeah,
you'll see that on the Apple Podcast
exactly.
list. Yeah, yeah. But basically, he did a sober October challenge, so I tried that out, right? So and I did some exercise as part of it too, and that really worked for me. And then I did the 5 a.m. wake up one, and then that really worked for me. I was like, I like the idea that it's very like easy to remember, and then it's also you can see that the end line, like I was saying before, and then also that your social, like it's a social thing too. Like people knew that I was doing that challenge or the 5 a.m. challenge.
Yeah,
And so it's easy for you to, I'm finding it like if it's easy for you to remember it and like keep it really simple, the simpler the better. And so as a result, it just made me do it. And I think people think like I'm like some like really hardcore self-disciplined person, but I'm not. The whole reason why I do this is because I'm very
yeah,
undisciplined.
yeah. Like
And
most
so,
people.
yeah,
Yeah,
I created this whole thing just so I can be disciplined.
and it's
So,
worked for you, and you want to
yeah.
pass it forward, and it's great that like so. Uh, to bring some sort of Christian component here, like accountability is such a huge part of Christian living
Hmm.
that like the Western concept of Christianity is like me and my salvation, which is totally against what the Bible teaches, what Jesus teaches.
Hmm.
There's always this like walk in the light with other people. First John, if you don't love one another, if you're not transparent with someone else, you have nothing to do with God. Like it's like that extreme, and those passages tend to be left out. And in Christian circles, you have accountability, but it tends to be like more like, all right, don't do this,
Hmm.
don't do this. We're gonna hold you accountable for not doing things. But it sounds like this is more proactive accountability, which I love because if you're doing things you're supposed to be doing, you won't be doing things you're not supposed to be doing,
Hmm.
and you actually see transformation through application over time.
Yeah. And yeah, then like I guess in the Christian, like like shifting gears to that, it's like a lot of things in the Bible. The disciples, that was like there was some accountability there. Like I remember you were mentioning something. If you could bring that up too, of like how the disciples went after Christ was
Two by two.
2 by 2, right?
It's never solo projects.
Yeah, and so I think that's like really, and it works for me, and that's why I did it. And
Yeah.
so like it makes a lot of sense why that's in the Bible too.
Yeah, yeah. This accountability, walking in the light with other people, uh, and then just that nudge of support, go after your goal. Like when I exercise, like I remember training for a marathon 7 years ago. I haven't ran really since, but like I loved running in public spaces because like even like I'm doing my exercise, I could start walking or light jogging. But the
Yeah.
moment I see someone running, I'm like, I can't. I gotta run right now. If there's,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like an ego thing, but there's something to.
Oh, it's definitely partly ego
Yeah,
for
totally,
sure.
totally.
Yeah. I'm like that 100%.
Yeah.
But it's just like, again, whatever works to get you to actually do it. Like, because I'm so lazy that like.
So you also just did something really intense. You did this 4x4 thing. Well, what is that?
Yeah. So this was from this guy, David Goggins. He's this Marine, crazy guy. You should read his book. It's amazing.
Make sure it gives you no opportunity to give an excuse.
Yeah.
Whenever you hear this guy talk.
He had like a crazy rough childhood. He went through boot camp like 4 times. Like I think like ran like 100 miles on broken legs, something ridiculous like that.
Okay.
I don't
We're not
know.
advising that for our viewers.
Yeah, I am, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am not advising that for the listeners.
Yeah, but so he issued this challenge to everyone, which was to run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours straight.
Yeah.
So what that totals to is 48 miles within 48 hours. And so you're running on no sleep. You're like exhausted, you're doing all these things. And we raised like 3,500, something around that, for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. So it was this challenge that like, it was extreme, but also doable. So it was like just the right amount of like, because I run quite often, but like this was like on a different level.
Yeah, this is like the moment you feel like you're done. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, it was
Groundhog
scary.
Day.
Yeah. I didn't know if I could do it. I did it with my brother Nish, and like
Going back to the accountability piece, right?
Yeah.
So say your brother wasn't doing this with you, would you have done it?
Oh, that would be really. It would. I don't know. I honestly don't know if I would have done it because there's there was no other than like maybe posting it. I think I was posting every single. So I was posting on social media before every run, during every run, and then after every run, and that was really helpful because people like it was the same thing with the 5 a.m. wake up challenge. It was social accountability, but when you're waking up and like no one's around and like I don't know, I pushed Niche and Niche pushed me, and so there were some days where I was just like I'm dead. I don't know, like and even like while you're on the run, like even when you're out there, like that was like I just want to walk.
Right.
And I was like, no matter what, we have to run the 4 miles. And even it could be as slow as possible,
as long as
you're just running.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think we don't realize how we're creatures of habit, and like the social science is out there. Like the best way to fix a bad habit is to replace it with a good habit.
Yeah, and I'm finding with all the participants and even with me is that it's you're building good habits on top of good habits.
Yeah.
So like if you're waking up at 5 a.m. every day, for example, maybe you'll go more likely to have time to exercise, or you read, or you do whatever you want. Like, and then if you exercise, maybe you're less likely to eat like crappy food, and so that's more and more what I'm seeing is like someone's reading, well, they're going to do better in whatever thing too.
Yeah.
So all these habits just build on top of each other. And then the more time you're taking from doing good habits is less time that bad habits can come into play. So
that's amazing. Yeah. And I think this idea of habits and working on the truth is what discipleship ultimately is. Like in the Western world, it's pretty much like, all right, just know the idea. And that's not biblical understanding. Biblical understanding is, all right, I have to apply the idea. That's a Hebrew understanding of knowledge versus this Greek understanding. And only through the application can transformation take place. Like in the Sermon of the Mount, at the end of the Sermon of the Mount, you have like a completely 3 pages of just complete red letters, Jesus teaching. He says at the end, those who practice what I've been teaching will build a healthy foundation.
Yeah.
So like if knowing it is not enough, you have to apply, and only through application can there be transformation, can there actually be life change.
Yeah, it's so funny because like that's so relevant to this too, because everyone kind of knows what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Like what's right in like, or maybe even right for you,
Right.
And so you're just like, all right, I know I'm supposed to do that.
Right.
I know I'm supposed to like, I don't know, whatever it might be. Like maybe for you, it's the TikTok thing, right? Or like wake up, I want to work out.
Right.
I know I should work out more, but there's no action behind it. It's just like exactly to what your point
I remember reading this book called Spark, and it's all about how interval training will like help your memory, help reduce anxiety, depression, like
Oh, that's
everything in
interesting.
your life. Like there's science behind exercise is great.
Yeah.
I didn't exercise for like 2 years after reading that book.
Yeah.
So like I had all the knowledge of it, but reaped none of the benefits.
Yeah.
And whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical or emotional, like we need that push. We need to implement action for
Yeah.
life change. It's
And
like so simple.
it doesn't need to be much either.
Yeah,
You
and you
know,
start
it's
with little victories.
just little things, and like just small, like even like the streaks, like, you know, just X's on a calendar,
Yeah,
like that helps. Someone messaging you every day. Okay, it seems super simple, but it's resulting in action, right?
right.
You say something on the pulpit, like that triggers someone to remember to do it,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And so it's all these just little triggers and reminders, and just hacking your brain for good things versus like, you know, getting absorbed, because that's what happens to me all the time, like absorbed by just all the crap that's out there now.
Right, absolutely. And just the fact to know that someone is in your corner wanting you to get better, which is what Improve Month is doing,
Mhm.
is huge.
Yeah.
Like, because it doesn't feel like, all right, I'm doing this just by myself on my own island, but no, there's someone out there who wants to help me reach my goals. And that's the beautiful thing about it's so simple yet so profound what you're doing, and I love it.
Yeah, one little caveat with that though is, you know, it should be your decision
Of course,
all the
always.
time. You
Yeah,
know, I think one thing that people always do in this thing is like, hey, I like, let's say it's a workout one. They're like, oh, I went for a walk for 10 minutes today. Does that count as a workout? And I'm just like, you tell me. Does that count as a workout for you?
right.
And it's almost like you're trying to have me give permission for you to do it. And the reason why I bring that up is because it should be your actions, your goal, your contract that you're setting with yourself. Because maybe eventually you don't need me for this. You
Right,
know,
right,
another goal maybe you need me for, but not this one. Eventually, it should be a habit that you take on all the time.
right.
And so that's why I say, like, yeah, it's good to have that accountability, but it's accountability does not mean uh, this is gonna rhyme, but like reliability on someone else,
Right.
to like, if I'm gone, are you doing the habit, and vice versa.
Right.
You
And
know?
it usually takes like 21 days to a month to establish a habit, right? Or
Yeah, studies are varying
vary.
there. Yeah,
I guess it
it's
depends what you're doing.
yeah. Nike had like an interesting study with the fuel band. It was around that time range, but now they're saying it's 30, 60, 90.
Okay.
Which I'm seeing more and more of, but I think it varies on the habit too.
Yeah.
So
It's one thing to wake up at a certain time and another thing to
yeah,
learn a guitar or something.
yeah, the wake up one, like one small just came to the top of my head, was like, goals you do every day are much easier for you to do than maybe like a 3 times a week one like you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you have to kind of like plan out when you're doing. I just posted this on my Instagram on Improve Month, which is like 45% of what you do every single day is habitual. You don't even think about
Right.
it, and you're just doing it. This is why like Steve Jobs or like any of these like high successful people would just wear the same clothes every single day.
Yeah.
I think this is why they do it. I'm pretty sure is because they don't want to have the mental, like, you know, like the mental power to decide on what to wear for the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just habitual, you know.
Yeah. I love wearing my collar on Sundays,
Yeah.
not worrying about like the audience's reaction to my fashion senses.
Yeah. Or is that Curb? They have the outfit tracker. Like, is there any outfit trackers in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
church?
Don't be clothing tracking me.
Clothing tracker.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like the same way, like you can make your good habits habitual, meaning like every day, let's say your goal is to work out for 30 minutes. Like you wake up, the first thing you do without even thinking about it, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work out for 30 minutes. So it becomes a habit that you don't even think about. And so it's just part of your day. But yeah.
So how are you able to? So I'm sure you created like a structure to reach out and scale this thing, right? Like, because you're doing a great job, but like 50, 60 people every day is a lot. It's a lot. Like,
Yeah, it's a lot. I got a good system down right now.
it's top secret to share, but
No, it's
like, it's a spreadsheet.
it's a spreadsheet, and it's me just direct messaging everyone. That's all it is, really. And then I'm also tracking everyone's progress. They don't know this, so like I know who's hitting when. So like, let's say weekends you're probably lazier than on weekdays, or
Right.
vice versa, right? So I'm just using that system to reach out. Now to scale this, I'm just learning a lot right now.
Yeah.
But I am working behind the scenes to kind
Yeah,
of
like
scale this
gathering
up.
data.
Yeah, and I just want to make an amazing experience for everyone right now, seeing like what works and what doesn't, and then going from there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm listening to this podcast right now. I have some sort of goal, New Year's resolution that I've started for the first week in January. It's mid-April. I
Yeah.
dropped the goal, but maybe I still want to reclaim that.
Yeah.
So I just reach out to you. Improve month. How you spell that?
Improve. I just improve month, just all together, no
One word.
space, just together. So
I messaged you with a specific goal because like when I messaged you, you were like, no, 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 make it please more. What was how to write a goal?
yeah, so like you should have it like so you could either say like the frequency of it, so preferably every day,
Yeah.
so it makes it easy on you.
Right.
And then it would be like, or you could do 3 times a week, or you do it for the month. And then you just say, okay, I want to do this, and then you should be very specific as to what it is. So like workout is a good one, just because like I did push-ups for one of the first ones, but I got injured because of the repetition
Uh-huh.
of the same muscle. So keep a lookout for that type of stuff. But basically, set a measurable goal of like 3 times a week. You do it every day, and then I want to do a workout or burn X amount of calories or close my or you do a time one like 30 minutes, or I just want to, I don't know, like mileage is a good one. Whatever is measurable. And this is a very known kind of thing within like startups. It's called OKRs, which are objectives and key results.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's your overall objective that you want to do? And then like, what are the key metrics and key results that you can track over time? You can't track it, like whatever gets measured gets managed, then you're not going to do it. And there's none of this gamification piece. You can make the excuses you want throughout this whole thing, but just to simplify, direct message, something measurable in my improve month, and then I just message you every day if you hit that goal or not.
Just reach out to Instagram. This is my measurable goal, and if I give you a bad goal, you'll help tweak it a little bit to make it
Yeah.
more concrete, and then you just hold me accountable, and it's all free.
Yep.
Just you have to go through Instagram, and then you're part of this community. That's amazing. I remember like the two most pivotal moments of my development was in undergrad. I was part of this program where I had accountability, 20 goals,
Mm-hmm.
and I had someone hold me accountable to those 20 goals, and they taught me to do SMART goals, like the measurable, standard, in a time frame.
Yeah.
And then you don't feel like you're doing it, but by the end of the year you realize, oh wow, I did like 90% of that.
Yeah.
My life has changed. And I did a similar thing with my mentorship in seminary, and I learned more from those mentorship goal attainabilities than I would say school,
Yeah.
because it led to life change. And then these goals have become now second nature for me, and it's just revolutionized like habit, and then it becomes part of who you are, and you don't even realize that, okay, now I can do this easier than because I put in all that effort.
Yeah, we were just talking about this before, but it was like they don't teach you in school like how to learn or how to do things.
Because it's all what to learn. You
Yeah.
like just repeat after me. Don't spend like 30 days
It's so true.
applying, and that's like my biggest frustration is that's how Christianity has become in the church. So no one is looking like Jesus Christ because they're not applying his teachings.
Right.
They know what his teaching is like. All right, I know I need to forgive, but are you actually forgiving?
Yeah.
Guess what? If you're not forgiving, it's that faulty foundation. Like there's no benefits to reap.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. Is the intent.
Yeah.
Like, what is the motivation behind what you're doing? Like,
Mhm.
it's like it should be pure. It should come from a good place. Same thing with these goals. Like working out. Like, what is the point? What is the intent of what you're doing?
Yeah.
If you don't have that why, then it's like there's
Right.
no point. Like, same thing with you. Like, is it just to look good in front of other people? This is for you.
Right.
Like, this is your path.
Right,
your
right.
path in Christianity, or your path to, I don't know, better habits, whatever it might be. And so, yeah, like it's all about that intent to do it in the purest form and know why you're doing it as well.
Right. Right.
But yeah.
That's great. And you mentioned just gamification as we wrap up. Like, is there like, do you encourage rewards? Because like I always find that helpful whenever I hit a goal that like I treat myself with some sort of thing. Are you encouraging like a
Yeah.
reward to each goal, or?
So the first month, without telling any of the participants, I got them each a little medal.
Yeah.
And so it had their name and their goal behind it.
Okay.
And it the one little change I would have done to that, it was basically a participation award.
Yeah.
So I changed it now to whoever hits their goal fully.
Everyone's not getting a trophy with
No
the
one's not
improved
getting it,
month. You have to earn it.
Yeah. So I was being very nice, but no more
Mr.
no more
Nice
Mr.
Nareg.
Nice Nareg. Yeah. So it's whoever hits their goal, and this is only with the Patreon group. But then like if you hit your goal, then like you'll get that award. But even for yourself, you should have that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes the award is just having the task accomplished. So like an example of this is like people were playing music, like you brought that up, is a really good one. Is the award is like, wow, I was able to play this song that I wasn't able to do. Or like for me, running was a big one. Like I accomplished that 4x4x48 challenge. Now I bought that the T-shirt that went to charity, but like that like says like I did it. It's like a small thing.
Right. And you also raised a bunch of money for cancer research, which is amazing.
Yeah, that was also that's another side of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like that's another gamification piece, which is like put your money where your mouth is.
Right.
Like you can set these goals for yourself that are a little bit far more reaching than you would be comfortable with.
Yeah.
And like just that in itself will be the prize for you in some ways. So.
Amazing, Nareg. I really love this concept. So simple yet so profound, because it will lead to life change when you apply these goals. Everyone has them, but why wait? Just start now. And I love you could just start in the middle of the month too. But
yeah.
So thank you so much for joining this podcast. It's
Thanks
good to
for having me.
It's good to have in-person conversations again. It's kind of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I'll put my hands here.
Yeah, maybe you can shake hands. Like, oh, thank you for joining the podcast. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Is there hand sanitizer here? Yeah.
Cough. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching the Christ Coffee podcast or listening on the respective platforms. Please like, subscribe. Please check out Improve Month on Instagram. Message this man over here, Nareg, and he will help you execute your goals. And you'll get not a participation trophy, but a legit medal if you're able to achieve your goals. We don't do free hand-me-outs here. Not everyone gets a trophy, but if you apply these goals, you will benefit the most, and it'll lead to life change. So thanks again, Nareg. Improve Month on Instagram. God bless you all. Have a great week. And remember to stay caffeinated, my friends.